Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless spoilers show that Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson are doing some very desperate digging. And Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford is facing death these 2 weeks. Monday, March 10th on the Young and the Restless. Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, and Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic have a talk about Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, who wants her to be his friend. I think he wants her to be more than that, maybe a friend with benefits. But Audra reminds Nate that Holden is the only source of information they have about Damien Kane Jermaine Rivers. Audra tells him that Holden was Damien's friend, and then he went to work for him, and now Holden seems to resent Damien. He told Audra that Damien has a nasty temper. So when Holden is asking about, can we be friends? He doesn't know anybody in town. Nate actually texts back on Audra's phone, yeah, we can be friends, that's fine. Nate's hoping Damien will stick around for Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, and that she gets more time after seeing this cancer doctor. So he's kind of just playing things by ear as he goes, trying to keep everybody together. On the Young and the Restless, Phyllis is exercising while in captivity. She wants to stay strong to fight off this kidnapper should he or she show up. She spends a lot of time arguing with Sharon Newman case again on Monday, and Phyllis lets Sharon know she solved the last riddle. After some back and forth and snark, she finally tells her that the answer is forgiveness. Phyllis is again ranting about how she would rather die than forgive Sharon and make peace. Then, like an answered prayer, Phyllis suddenly has awful abdominal pain on Young and the Restless. Literally feels like she's dying. Sharon thinks she's been poisoned and that Phyllis is being punished for not playing the game. Sharon begs their captor for help and gets some hints that lead her to a bottle of water with the antidote to save Phyllis. But this was a huge scare. It's the worst thing that has been done to Sharon and Phyllis so far in captivity. And they are also given another riddle to solve on Monday. Meanwhile, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, Nick, and Billy form a reluctant alliance to find Phyllis, which of course means also finding Sharon. Of course, they're concerned about Sharon, but their main conversation is about Phyllis. They have run out of ideas of where to check, people to call. They've run down all the leads, and everybody is reaching their point of thinking this has turned fatal. Tuesday, March 11th, Holden decides to broaden his horizons a little bit by chatting up beautiful Claire Grace Newman Haley Aaron. She is alone at the bar at the GCAC because Kyle Abbott Michael Miller, her date, is running late. Holden slides up beside her, and they spend some time chatting. I do wonder if Kyle will walk in while handsome Holden is still there talking with Claire, because Summer Newman Allison Lanier is intentionally running him late. She wants to cause a rift between Kyle and Claire on Young and the Restless, and she overheard Kyle making plans with Claire. So, of course, she is going to make it so he's not there on time, and it's just happenstance that Holden steps in. Maybe that'll be a little wake-up call for Kyle to not let Summer distract him. Meanwhile, on Y and R, the kidnapper forces Phyllis to make a very tough decision. Wednesday, March 12th, we have got Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland sharing some surprising news with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. We also have Alan Laurent, Christopher Cousins on the cusp of making a proposal. She tells him how happy that he makes her, and he's thrilled that Tracy feels that way. And Alan basically says he wants to marry her. She's stunned. Looks like the engagement is happening. Chancellor Connor Floyd comforts Summer, because heaven knows Kyle is not going to be comforting her after another stunt that she pulled, and Phyllis and Sharon try to take control. Then on Thursday, March 13th, Jack is confessing something to Diane Jenkins Susan Walters. I'm assuming it's not that he has kidnapped the two women and put them somewhere together, although that would be kind of funny. Phyllis and Sharon fall into a trap, and I guess that's what happens when they try to take control when they are completely out of control and held prisoner in that icky place. Victor Newman, Eric Bredin questions the decisions that Adam Newman, Mark Grossman is making. And I'm guessing this is about the Abbotts and what he's doing at Newman Media, because Victor, of course, wants him trashing Billy, trashing Jack, trashing Javo, and Adam is always willing to trash Billy. However, Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan is still going to be a factor, and he is trying to woo and win her, and she won't like that. She hates when Adam and Billy are going at each other. So we'll see how far Adam pushes Victor's patience. Friday on the Young and the Restless, we have got Chance coming to Billy and Nick, and he's got a lead. This is the big deal. It's the first lead they have really had other than finding their cars. which was really a lack of a lead, not a lead. Sharon and Phyllis are in a fight for their lives by the end of the week, going into March 17th through the 21st. Nick and Billy are together. They are determined to find Phyllis and Sharon, and after they get that lead from Chance, they're going to take off looking for the ladies. We got a little buddy car adventure, and Billy may get a wake-up call about his feelings for Phyllis when he realizes how worried he is about her. Same for Nick, where Sharon is concerned. Phyllis and Sharon will be out of this terrible mess soon. And we'll see who's behind the kidnapping, whether it's friend or foe, and whether Phyllis and Sharon can finally put an end to their long-standing rivalry that everybody is sick of, their friends, their family. So with Billy and Nick in the car out on the hunt after getting that clue from Chance, the big question is, will they be the ones to find the ladies? I mean, it'd be kind of wild if both of them got to play White Knight. Billy for Phyllis, Nick for Sharon. Audra is still hiding things from Nate about her past with Holden and their involvement with Tucker MC called Trevor St. John and how deep that went. Audra does have Nate's permission to keep using him for info on Damien, but with secrets still hidden, this Audra Holden thing may jeopardize what possibly could be a happily ever after for her and Nate. Summer finds more ways to cause problems for Kyle and Claire, and Victor may give her a high five because he definitely wants Claire away from Kyle, and Claire's pretty much figured out what she's doing. So Summer may go from being passive-aggressive to just outright aggressive with her sabotage. Also, Victor questions Adam about what he's doing, and he's the one kid that was actually doing what Victor wanted him to do pretty much. Victoria's pushing back. Claire's pushing back hard. The bottom line, though, the Abbotts and Jabbo are a hot-button issue for Adam. He remains friends with Jack, which infuriates his father. Victor may be so frustrated with his kids and grandkids that he may try and tighten the reins to get them back in the line he thinks they should be in, but that just may make them push back harder. It looks like Tracy may have a ring on her finger these 2 weeks, and if so, questions, will they elope? Or is this going to be a big Abbott wedding? Because we do know Ashley Abbott Eileen Davidson is returning. Thank you for being a loyal listener. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.